Have you ever felt like you're doing a million things but getting nowhere? Like your energy is scattered in 100 different directions? If so, this story is for you. Once upon a time, nestled in a small, quiet village, lived a boy named Kabir. Now, Kabir was incredibly smart, a quick learner with a curious mind. But he had one significant weakness. He could never stay focused on one thing for very long. If he sat down to read a book or tackle an important task, his mind would wander within minutes, pulled away by the slightest distraction. His father, a man of simple wisdom, often told him, "Son, a mind without focus is like a lamp without oil. It cannot light the path to success." But Kabir, like many young people, didn't quite grasp the depth of these words. He'd nod, but the advice never truly settled in his heart. One day, a wise old man, whose reputation for wisdom traveled on the wind, arrived in their village. He was known for his unique ability to help young people find their true north, their direction in life. Kabir, hearing the villagers buzz with excitement, felt a spark of curiosity. He decided to seek out this sage. Finding the old man sitting peacefully under a large banyan tree, Kabir approached him with a heavy heart. "Sir," he began, his voice laced with confusion, "I feel lost. I try so many things. I study, I play sports, I even try to draw, but I never feel truly successful or satisfied with any of them. It feels like I'm always falling short. Why is that?" The wise man looked at Kabir, his eyes twinkling with understanding. He smiled gently and said, "Words can only explain so much. Let me show you something instead." He reached into a small cloth bag and pulled out a magnifying glass. He then handed it to Kabir along with a small piece of paper. "Take this," he instructed. "Go out into the bright sunlight and try to burn this piece of paper using only the glass." Kabir, though a little puzzled, was eager to try. He quickly took the glass and the paper and found a sunny spot. He held the magnifying glass over the paper, but his hand was restless. He kept moving it here and there, up and down, never holding it steady. A faint, warm spot would appear, but as soon as it did, he'd shift his hand and it would vanish. A few minutes passed, and nothing happened. Frustration began to bubble up inside him. "It's not working!" he exclaimed, ready to give up. The wise man chuckled softly, a sound like rustling leaves. "My boy," he said kindly, "you are making the exact same mistake in your life as you are with this glass. You keep shifting your mind, your attention, from one thing to another, never allowing its power to gather. Focus, my boy. Hold the glass steady. Find one single point and hold it there. Don't waver." Kabir took a deep breath. He looked at the old man, then back at the paper. This time, he was determined. He positioned the magnifying glass, found the tiniest, brightest point of light, and held his hand as still as a statue. He focused all his attention on that single, brilliant dot. Seconds felt like minutes. He fought the urge to move to check if it was working. Then he saw it. A tiny wisp of smoke curled up from the paper. He held his focus, and a moment later, the smoke thickened, an orange glow appeared, and the paper burst into flame. Kabir's eyes widened with sheer wonder. It was like magic. He looked from the burning paper to the wise man, a profound realization dawning on him. The wise man explained, his voice calm and clear. "You see, the sunlight was always there, always powerful, but only when you focused its energy onto a single point did it become strong enough to create fire. In the same way, your mind possesses incredible power. But if you keep scattering it across a dozen different thoughts and tasks, you waste its potential. If you learn to focus it, to channel all your mental energy into one thing at a time, you can achieve anything you set your mind to." Those words and the simple yet powerful demonstration struck a deep chord within Kabir. That day changed everything. He went home and sat quietly in his room for a long time. The image of the burning paper seared into his mind. He finally understood what his father had been trying to tell him all along. He saw with painful clarity how he had been squandering his most precious resources, his time and his energy. From that moment on, Kabir made a solemn promise to himself. Whatever he did, he would do it with his whole heart. He would be fully present. When he studied, his mind was only on the books. When he worked with unwavering focus. When he spent time with his family, he gave them his complete, undivided attention, listening to their stories and sharing in their laughter without a wandering mind. Slowly but surely, everything in Kabir's life began to transform. The constant mental chatter quieted down. He became calmer, more peaceful, and a newfound confidence bloomed within him. He was no longer just a smart boy, he was becoming a wise young man. Years passed. Kabir, now grown, decided to start a small business. He began with almost nothing, just a powerful idea, an unshakable belief in himself, and the secret weapon he had learned all those years ago, the power of focus. Many people in the village doubted him. "He's aiming too high," they'd whisper. "He'll never make it." But Kabir didn't let their skepticism scatter his energy. He stayed steady, like his hand holding the magnifying glass. He faced failures and setbacks, of course. There were days when it felt like everything was going wrong. But he never panicked. He never scattered his energy by worrying about 10 problems at once. He treated each failure as a lesson, learned from every mistake, stayed patient, and kept improving, one focused step at a time. With time, his hard work began to bear fruit. His business, which was built on creating things that helped people, began to grow. It grew not just in size and profit, but more importantly, in purpose. It started to touch people's lives in meaningful ways, bringing light and solutions to his community and beyond. Eventually, Kabir became a well-respected and successful man. When people would ask him for the secret to his success, expecting to hear about clever strategies or lucky breaks, Kabir would simply smile and say, "A focused mind can change your life." He would then add, "I didn't find true success in money or fame. I found it in focusing my energy to create something that brings light to others, just like a magnifying glass focuses the sun's rays." My friends, this simple story holds a golden truth that can transform our lives. Your mind is an incredibly powerful tool, but its power is only unlocked when it is focused. In our modern world, with endless notifications, distractions, and the pressure to multitask, our attention is constantly being pulled apart. But like Kabir, we have a choice. We can choose to stop scattering our precious energy. We can learn to harness the power of our attention. So the next time you feel overwhelmed or unproductive, remember the magnifying glass. Pick one thing, the most important thing, and give it your complete, undivided focus. Start focusing your mind today and watch as you begin to create your own fire. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content that aims to inspire and uplift. We'd love to have you as part of our community. Until next time, stay focused and shine bright.